What's happening? It's your boy Zee Malachi on the highway. I'm gonna talk about some things here. You know, we got the Dr. Sebi Who and What group up on Facebook, and seem like we got a lot of people who are sick, and they're definitely getting their questions in. But you know, you gotta do your part, and you gotta read up and review, talking about the videos and everything, and find out what all the fuss is about. You gotta find out who Dr. Sebi is, and trust me, once you look into a healer, you look into a whole bunch of other healers. Now, I say it like that because it was just natural. It was, for me, it was so natural that it feels like it would be an immediate thing for others to do. That's what it feels like for me. But let's just focus on Dr. Sebi here for a moment. You look into this guy's story, you find out how he got healed. He was a very sick man at the time. He wore glasses, he was overweight, contemplating suicide, and doing harmful things to his wife. Long story short, he sought help all the way in Mexico. And this guy, you know, is looking to heal Dr. Sebi, and he's charging him $2,000 to get the job done. Now, back in the day, you're talking about when Dr. Sebi was coming up, you would think things were a lot cheap. Now, I'm 42, but I wasn't born when Dr. Sebi was going through when he was doing his thing, and my parents was telling me how cheap things were back then. So $2,000, man, he had to save up some money from his gigs. You know, I mean, really put in some work, save some money. And this Mexican, this Hispanic, or the guy from Mexico, is giving him a little pill to take every day. And Dr. Sebi is begging for food. Can I have something to eat? And the way Dr. Sebi tells the stories, the guy says, man, you dying. You don't need to eat nothing else. So Dr. Sebi, you know, he's healed. And we're talking about some episodes where he really gets into fasting. You know, his knowledge is growing. He's really trying to get into this healing thing. He wants to heal people. He reads Professor Everett's books on mucilus diets, and he's on his way. So it's all about fasting and eating alkaline foods that are energetic instead of starch-based, which most diseases feed off of. Back in the day, when I was all into healing and vegetarian and looking to my teas and stuff like that, you know, we're talking North Carolina, and I was hanging tight with Art. I think a lot of people know who Art is, the dreads and the yoga and all that kind of stuff. We was juicing the carrots and the apple juices, and you know, I can tell you, we were into the hybrid herbs back in the day. It wasn't until Dr. Sebi came along that we decided to get away from hybrid herbs, and we was just, hey, whatever the healthiest choice is, we going for that. And we were inspired enough to experiment with ourselves. I think that's a need to say. It's one of those need to say type things, because a lot of people out there, if you're gonna be skeptical, you know, that says it all right there. Every individual has the right to be skeptical to their own means. So don't accept anything until you're satisfied with it. That's the bottom line, pretty much. Some people are so sick they want to hurry up, experiment, and find out about some healing techniques and fasting, eating the right foods, lead them into taking the herbs that are going to help them get to where they need to be. People don't want to let you over on the highway. You got to gun it. Stuff like that. So anyway, once you're familiar with this Dr. Sebi, you find out about all his recommended food list and the herbs that he uses. You go to his website, you'll see the list of herbs that he uses. They give you some brief descriptions and stuff like that. And when you look into them, like I have, really look into them, it's got a lot of stuff, a lot more than was listed on his website, which probably develops the craving for a lot of people to end up going to Honduras. A lot of people want to go to Honduras. They heard about people who get healed there, and they're trying to get there, you know, because you got people who got AIDS, they trying to get cured, and Dr. Sebi and crew, they're trying to play things safe and not really get caught up in some stuff like they got caught up in New York. I don't really know if they could even really revisit that situation all over again because of the story of how they defeated the New York court system so bad. But healing, we're talking about drinking some good water, eating these foods that are mucilous as well as alkaline, and then using the herbs to assist us in our health. And you cannot discount for two things I know a lot of people don't know too much about. Well, you know about exercise, that's one, but the other thing is good deeds. Doing good deeds can actually heal you. The gratification that you get from doing good deeds actually counteract stress on a multiplied level. So if you're not cleaning up your house, to you it's a good deed to get in there and handle some chores. It's actually one of those type of things that will have a positive effect on you. So just consider it. Now, let's move on to some other subjects, because the whole Dr. Sebi who and what group on Facebook and who Dr. Sebi is just a identification board for people so they can know who I am. Zee Malachi on Facebook. So, you know, we got people who still looking in the past with this information that has to do with treaties and the Constitution, UCC. Now, all of us was born in the 70s, we hear the stories, and the stories go as far as to say, when they drew up their Constitution, they said all men created equal. They damn sure wasn't talking about black people. This is obvious. Here's my thing. You know how when you get to an argument and it seems like there's a clear winner, or that someone just isn't getting anywhere in the argument? As far as I'm concerned, rest for sure, this is still an argument. It's a pretty strong argument. You might not be having an argument. I'm gonna tell you what the argument is in a minute. It's whether the Constitution needs to be rewritten. Because how does it stand that the Constitution is actually something that considers all men being equal, when it never really meant that? Seems like with this whole new generation, I don't care what the past is like. This whole new generation should be considerate enough to rewrite the entire Constitution. I'm talking about the preamble, all this. New hearts and new minds. I don't care how similar. If it could be similar. It could be similar. But I think if we had to respect and have the consideration, we need to rewrite it. Especially since now, in modern day, we don't really tolerate, we tolerate racism, but a lot of people, they don't consider themselves to be prejudiced. So, as long as Caucasians and black people, Africans or Nubians feel like they're not prejudiced, and we're supposed to be pretending like we really do have a constitution that's for all people, why not rewrite it? Because we know what we have today. We know what we have came from some guys who really didn't see black people as an equal. We know that. On top of that, we come from an era where black people were slaves in America. How does a slave master tell you that you are free, but you have to take this money and use it the way we tell you to use it? You free, but if you want to get your hands on some of these resources so that you can build your own stuff, you need to use this money. How free does that sound? Does that sound free to you? That don't sound free to me. So, as far as I'm concerned, we got a lot of adults who still ain't grown up yet. If you're not discussing this issue with your associates, a lot of people don't see a problem with using money, but there is a problem with us using money. And I'm quite sure there are plenty of people who would like to have free things. I'm talking about a world without money, a world without a monetary system. You might think that's crazy. That's why I started off with slave master telling you you're free, but you have to use money to have access to these resources that are actually going to help you build something for yourself.